Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amisbro, and in this anime review, we are going to be covering a series which I have seen gift sets, photo sets, whatever you want to say, on Tumblr. I have tried to get this series 2 other times off of Amazon and failed on every single one of them. And I am proud to say that I have this in my possession and in my collection because the show we are talking about tonight is K. I've always called it K Missing Kings because of the goddamn PV they put up, which I think is for the movie, but anyway. Look, I told you that Kuroko's Basketball is one of the best animes I've seen of all time. That's a fact. This one is right up there. I mean, goddamn. Oh, okay. Let me say this straight out. When you talk about the animation, when you talk about the way story is done, when you talk about the way the characters are played out, and developed, you can't get a better package. Period. Kuroko's Basketball is maybe the only one that rivals it right now. And people can say, what about Sailor Moon? Fuck, come on, man. Let's not live in 1995 anymore. and let's not deal with a self-centered, egocentrical blonde who doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. Sorry, but she does at times. This series, I would put this goddamn series up against Sailor Moon any day of the week, and I guarantee you this series kicks the shit out of it. Okay, because, well, here, let's back up and let's get started on why it's so good, and let's see if I can try to, be, level. I didn't mean try. So, our story starts on December 7th. It is 11:45 or 23:45 since we're using the 24-hour clock in Japan. And a young man named Totoro, who is a member of a gang called Hamura, was murdered on that day. Now, this is important because the person that is believed to have killed him is named Shiro. Do you see where we're going? This almost sounds like The Fugitive. And for the first couple episodes, actually for a good ways into the series, it is. But you know what? I actually don't mind that, especially because there's some zaniness that goes on. Shiro gets stuck in the midst of a war between two clans. The clans are called... You got the Red Clan, which is Hamura. That's the one Totoro was a part of. And then you have the Blue Clan. They're called Sector 4. Now, I had to emphasize that because when I was first doing the live blog, I called them Sector 4. It's Sector 4. Now, I'm going to tell you who their leaders are. We're not going to go into every one of the members because that would take too goddamn long. But the leaders for the groups, for Hamura, Makoto Suo. He is the Red King. He's known for using fire a lot. And let's just say he's very good at it. Fire or some type of fire, it's some type of fireball. I call it fire, but whatever you want to call it. And then you have the Blue King, the leader of Sector 4. His name is Reisi Munakata. And I'm going to give you a couple of the people from that group. 3 of the main ones. There's Reisei Munakata, he's the leader. Seirei Awashima, she is the only member of Sector 4 that is female. She is also the right-hand woman for Munakata. Now the third one is actually important because he actually worked for Homura for a time. His name is Saruhiko Fushimi, and he has the money line in the series, which I'll actually, which I will repeat because it's actually goddamn funny. These two clans wanted different things with Shiro. One wants him dead because he's allegedly killed a member of Homura. Scepter 4 just wants him apprehended. That's it. No big deal. Yeah, right. The war involves everybody. Because if you knew how big these clans... Like, I could literally read you the whole thing and that would take us 20 minutes about how many people were involved. Now, here's the thing. Shiro meets a swordsman named Kuro, who also wants this kid dead. But they agree to have a truce at first. Well, first this kid pulls every trick he can to get away from. He eventually meets up with Neko, a cat lady. No, I'm not kidding. And she has a power of illusion that can make things happen, that make people see things that they're not supposed to. In other words, illusions. Okay? You want to call it misdirection illusions, whatever. Pretty much what she does. Now then, the story plays out as you progress through the 13 episodes, which is how long the series is. And you start to piece together the puzzle of how Shiro couldn't have done it. Or could he? Could he have? Could he? Things are sketchy. And you literally play for a little bit that whole, did he? You did. You didn't. You did. You didn't. You did. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, L did that in Death Note and you reamed him a new one. True. But in this case, one of the kings has the ability to impersonate other people. So, it was entirely possible that it wasn't Shiro. Because one of the kings can literally play a doppelganger of people, or take over people to do things. What you find out through the course of the show is there's that, but you also find out other things. You also find out about the relationship between the two leaders, Makoto, and I just had the fucker's name. Hold on. Makoto and Munakata. I had that name pretty much in my head, but for whatever reason I drew a blank then. They have a very, very unique relationship. Okay? Just like Yata and Fushimi do. They were both at Homura together, and then Fushimi defected to Scepter 4. Oh, here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that Yata has the nickname Yatagarasu? Now, why is that important? Well, have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh? There's a really annoying card in that game called Yatagarasu, or Yatagarasu. What it did was it made it so that when you hit your opponent, did direct damage to their life points, they couldn't draw a card. Goddamn annoying, and the card got banned. But I just thought that was funny, and that I thought I'd mention that. Anyway, but those two have a history, and it really comes out when Fushimi decides, I'm going to go fight this motherfucker. And he does. He has the best line in the series when he does this. He literally says, as he's walking to go towards the fight, I could smell your virginity a mile away. Hello! Fighting words, let's go! And the fights, oh my god, okay. The fights, when you get to watch them, there's 110%, going on, because the clans hate each other. There's no way in hell you're going to get them to coexist for 5 seconds without somebody wanting to rip somebody's head off. That's just the way it is. Because the one group just wants to wreak havoc, and the other group has to try and maintain control. Alright. But I'm going to say this. When you get to the final 3 episodes of the series, this series goes way past 100. And I mean that, and that's a good thing. There's so many developments that occur within those 3 episodes that just take that story from just being about a war between 2 clans and about a boy trying to clear his name to something completely different, which ends up setting up the movie, which is coming out this year, actually. Which is actually one of the reasons why I bought this, because there is a movie coming out and I wanted to make sure I had a grip on who everybody was. Because I do want to see the movie, god damn it. And after watching this, I want that movie out now. I don't want it out tomorrow. I don't want it out in 2 months. I want it out now. Give it to me goddamn now. Don't give me this bullshit. I don't want to wait till it comes out on DVD. Just give it to me now and I'm good. Shit. I mean, I'm going to say, I didn't have an adrenaline high like I did for Kuroko's basketball, but whoo! Those final 3 episodes. When you see them, you'll see why I got, why I'm as amped as I am right now, because I can't explain it to you. To understand the way the story played out, and also, what else was really cool, their use of what I like to call progressive flashbacks. What I mean is, when you take a period of time and you progress it up and up to get closer to the present day. So, there was for example, there was an episode where they actually show the events leading up to Tataro's death. He was the weakest of the kings, but he was also multi-talented. He had a couple different talents. One was being a guitarist, which he would actually play the guitar in Hamura's bar. And he would show the events leading up to the night on December 7th when he was killed, and when his body was found by the other members of the group. The other one deals with, and I'm not going to mention the character's name, but deals with one of the characters in the series, one of the major characters in the series, and his progression from the 1940s in Germany to present day. And he plays a very, very important part in the series. Why? Well, he's the first king, and that first king has a very unique ability. I won't tell you what it is, but I will tell you it is something extremely important to the end of the series, which is why I'm not giving it. The animation is fucking gorgeous in this series. It is on a level I have not seen. Mind you, okay, it's not like from A1 Studios who did the animation for Black Butler. is doing it for Book of Circus and did Udapri. It's on a different level because the way they do the lighting in the series, the way they were able to, through the course of episodes, show different like color hues during this. Like you think there's something wrong with your TV maybe, but no, it's supposed to be that way. The way they did it in such an artistic manner made me appreciate more. And mind you, I'm not an art student, but the way they did it was so fucking brilliant. That draws you into this world and this war, and it also, in many respects, brings you into the characters a lot more. And it's something that, when you get to those last 3 episodes, and the shit starts happening, the major events start happening, really happening, you really start to get a bit, if you weren't already emotionally invested, you really start getting to that point in the series, to the point where I think it was like episode 11 when I saw or maybe 12, I was starting to ball up. I was starting to cry. I gotta stop this. But it's like, that's the kind of thing that you want in a series. Don't get me wrong. I had moments like that with Death Note, but the ending of that series just made me feel so unsatisfied. This one, okay, it was, in some respects, maybe not the most conclusive ending, but you have to remember they're setting up a movie also, so fine, okay, that's why I'm giving this ending a pass. And with what happened, whew, because what you find out is through the final episodes, 2 of the clan members were very good. Actually, 4 of the clan members were very good friends. Murakawa and Mikoto were very good friends. They just ended up on opposite ends of the spectrum. Fushimi and Yada were very good friends. One betrayed the other and went to the other side. Those relationships, okay, help tell the story in a manner that I can say I have not seen in an anime in quite some time. Sailor Moon may have been the godmother, but let me explain something to you. Those years are past. We've got a new guard coming. We got Kuroko's Basketball, which was a fucking brilliant series, the way they did that, and I hope they do a season 3. You got Udapri. They're doing a season 3. That series, Jesus Christ, that's great. You got La Corte de Oro, another great series. That one's 10 years on. They're still doing Blue Sky as we record this. And you also, now you have K. They have K. Tell me again how the hell Sailor Moon's really going to step up her game come July 5th, because we have reached that point, kids, where the playing field has completely changed. This isn't the 1990s anymore. We want something a bit more mature, a bit more adult, a bit more whatchamacallit. And we're getting that, trust me, with some of these series. Now, I do have some minor issues, or some minor things I want to talk about. One, This series, I don't know if you can read that, is TV-14. Bullshit. I heard fuck you at least 3 times. I heard bullshit. I heard every curse word in the English language and then some. It should be TVMA. Well, I mean, more for the there wasn't really any real bloodshed, to be honest. But I mean, it was more for like the language. Well, that and the sexual content. There was at least one character, Neko. When you first see her, she's naked. Naked. Even better, she got some jugs on her. Her and Awashima. Sari Awashima, the right-hand woman for Minakawa. Jesus Christ! I mean, I looked at her and I'm like, hun, I like you, but goddamn. And look, and I said this in the live blog, I am a fully functioning heterosexual male, okay? I appreciate boobs just like any other guy on the planet, but I don't need to see a woman with a sweater looking like this, okay? I know it's not better, that's not really good, but you get the idea. I don't need to see a woman with, like, J's, alright? For God's sakes. When a woman's laying down on her stomach and they're squishing, that's a problem. So there's that. Something else to get used to. In the first episode, and when a certain character, who I will not name, again, for spoiler reasons, appears and speaks in another language, you will see, even if you have the English dub on, the English subtitles, and you will see the Japanese subtitle underneath that. This happens actually in the first episode. Even when they're speaking in English, you see the Japanese subtitle on the bottom. So that was kind of like weird at first. I thought there was something wrong with the DVD. So, oh, and I did want to bring this up because this was a bit of a technical thing. In the final episode, during one of the scenes, and I will not mention what the scene involves, I had a bit of a slowdown issue on the second disc. Now, I don't know if that was planned or what, but there was that, and there may have been also some audio because there was part when something happened and one of the characters was talking, but you couldn't hear what he was saying. Now, I don't know if that's a defect with the disc, with the DVD player, or, well, actually, no, I can't say it's a DVD player because I've played more DVDs on it, and this is one of the few DVDs that's happened with. The only other DVD I've had an issue with was Jim Cornette's guest booker from Kayfabe commentaries, but there's that. I wanted to get those two things out of the way, just so if you go to watch the series and you're wondering why is this TV-14 when they're cursing all over the place, well, yeah, that's what I said. However, that being said, I'm going to say this now. If you have not seen this series, you owe it to yourself. Buy this fucking thing and enjoy it. It is 13 episodes. You can finish it in one night, 2 nights if you're like me and you watch a disc a night. So it's a short series, but it's a fucking brilliant series for 13 episodes. And one of the next series we are going to be doing is another shorty. Well, actually, no. The next series we're going to be doing after this one, after tomorrow night, is, well, after tonight, actually, now, is Psychopaths. And I'm hoping for brilliant things from that one, too. Because I'm telling you this right now, this is the Summer of Awesome. This is, I'm hoping to be the Summer of Awesome anime. And Kay started us off right. Where we go from here, whoo, I don't know. And yes, I know it's not technically summer yet, but you get the idea. We are leading up, by the way, to July 2nd and 3rd, Brothers Conflict. That is the next big event. The next big review on our calendar. But trust me, we've got a lot more to go through, and potentially a lot more awesome. If any other series are like this, we're in good hands, trust me. You all have a great night. I will talk to you later. Take care, gang.